it's Christina and we're talking test tips. And today we're going to talk about some specific strategies for the reading, writing and language, and math sections of the SAT. So we already posted a video that takes you through what to do each day of the week before the SAT. And today we're going to focus on some key strategies for maximizing your score in the reading, writing and language, and math sections of the SAT. All right, let's start with the reading section. So as you read, you want to check in with yourself and see if you're understanding the passage. So ask yourself questions and confirm that you're understanding the main idea and or purpose of the passage. And yes, every passage will be new, but the questions will feel pretty familiar because they all require you to follow these same steps to get the correct answer. So your job is to, 1, rephrase the question in your own words. So in order to do this, I recommend talking like a caveman. I know, but hear me out. Imagine that the question is asking you to infer something about the author, but the wording is really complex. So you think about what the most basic part of the question is asking, and you say in your mind, why she not get on train? Then see if you can answer that question in your own words. And if you can, then find the answer that best matches your answer, pick it, and move on. If you cannot answer the question in your own words, then 3, determine if you need to go back to the passage to find the answer. So you must always return to the passage with a clear purpose. So you're looking through the passage and 4, think like that caveman again. You're reading and you're thinking, she wants better life. Seems odd. And I know this sounds silly, but imagine how many answers you could cross out knowing that you're looking for an answer that says she seeks change, an answer that hints that she's made some colorful decisions in her past, or an answer that indicates some sort of adventure. Which brings us to 5, lastly, even just one wrong word or phrase is enough to eliminate an answer. And remember to actually cross out your eliminated answers. Okay, now let's look at the writing and language section. So your main objective here is finding what you need in the passage to determine the correct answer. So I have 5 ways to help you narrow down your search. So first, make sure you read the entire sentence, not just the underlined portion. Second, try crossing out any prepositional phrases so you can better find the subjects and the verbs. Third, when asked about any punctuation, look for other commas or semicolons. You want to determine if you have 2 independent clauses, maybe 1 independent but 1 dependent clause, or maybe you just have 2 verbs and 1 subject. So identifying what's in the correct part of the sentence or the part that's not underlined will help you cross out any answers that have errors. Fourth, take time to reread above and to read below the question whenever you're asked about transitions or content. The SAT loves to ask about main idea of the passage or a particular paragraph. And if you're moving quickly through the more straightforward usage questions, then you should have time to reread the paragraph to be sure that you're answering the question correctly. And 5th, remember that the shortest answer is the best unless another answer is better because it offers more necessary information or better addresses an error in the sentence. Okay, let's switch gears and talk about the 2 math sections. At the start of both of those math sections, the SAT will provide you with a few formulas. Now, this is not all the information that you will need, so it is worth checking out our SAT Math Study Guide, where you can find additional formulas and concepts covered on the SAT. So You cannot use your calculator on the first math section. So this means it should be more straightforward calculations, but watch out for some fractions and be ready to solve in terms of other variables in addition to solving for values. And the second math section does allow you to use your calculator, but you will rarely actually need it. The trick is to not spend too much time on any one question. So your goal is to get through the entire test, trying each question at least once, and skipping any question where you are not sure about the very first step. So watch your timing, because at the end of each of the sections, you'll have some student-generated response questions. And these are the questions without multiple choice where you have to bubble in the value. Once you have gone through the test once, if you have time, then you can revisit any question that you skipped and try plugging in a number, plugging in an answer choice, maybe drawing a graph or making a table, or seeing if maybe another question on the test has jogged your memory. This can definitely happen. Okay, so the takeaway here is that the reading section requires you to understand dense text. So you need to rephrase the passage, the questions, and the answers in your own words as simply as possible. So use that caveman voice. And the writing and language is all about finding what you need in the passage and eliminating answers and knowing when and to what degree you need to pay attention to the content of the passage. And the math is about getting through the entire test and skipping any questions in which you don't know the first step. All right, happy practicing.